First question, Connor. How did you get into Destiny?
Oh man, so long ago. I reckon it was probably like a month into year 1 of Destiny 1. I was just looking for a new game to play because I was so sick of playing NBA 2K. You know, I've always fell behind in that game. So I just went on my local Gumtree and clicked on pretty much the first link that I saw, which happened to be Destiny. You know, I just wanted to get a game at that point. I didn't care which one, but it turned out to be probably my favorite game of all time, maybe. You know, so I got very lucky there.
Alright. What about Destiny 2?
Destiny 2 was pretty much just like a continuation of my love for Destiny 1. You know, I got super excited as it was announced, and you know, pre-ordered it, played the beta, went through the whole lot. I was super excited.
What about the people you did it with? Did you do it with any number of people?
Yeah, for me in particular, I bounce between all of the different systems a lot. Like for instance, I started on PS4. I played a lot of Destiny 1 on PS4, and I moved to Xbox because of you and all my mates. We all played on. They're all on Xbox. And then yeah, it evolved to PC as time went on.
What about on PlayStation? Like, who was like? Did you have like any go-to people, or was it just sort of?
Oh man, yeah. I had I had a really nice guy called Mr. Diego 286. I can't believe I remember that name. He used to carry me through Vault of Glass when I was first kind of getting into Destiny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then it turned into us running raids, like, you know, 2 times a week.
I remember you telling me a little while ago that saying that you almost did carries. Was that with that guy that you first met with when you first started?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Damn it! Alright, next question.
Yep.
Tell us your gaming story. Like, how did you start? Like, not just Destiny, but as a whole. Like, what sort of?
Okay. Well, I mean, I remember very specifically. Me and my dad used to sit down and play the PlayStation 1.
Yep.
And the game that we used to play was called Pandemonium. It was a side-scrolling platformer.
Right. So yeah, it was like Mario Bros. Almost.
Like Mario Bros. Yeah, I would say similar. Definitely similar, but that's the point. Is like we started on PlayStation, so it kind of evolved from there into PlayStation 2. You know, played Colin McRae Rally. And
what did that involve?
Oh, it was still so at that time. We didn't have Wi-Fi that was good enough to game on. We only had dial-up, so it's just to plug in 2 controllers, and me and my dad would race.
Race? Oh, it's a racing game.
Yeah, Colin McRae. It's a rally game.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So then we moved on to the PS3, which is where I picked up shooters for the first time.
Yep. What did you play on there? Like, what was your like? Because that was obviously
it was Battlefield 4 and Black Ops 1.
I guess you could say like the same for me. Like that generation of consoles when I sort of actually started. You know, like
nice shot.
I don't know. I was really good about that. Yeah. So like that generation of console was kind of like the beginning for me. I feel like everything before that was kind of like learn the controller type deal instead of actually like properly playing.
I hear that. It's like Black Ops 1 is the only COD I've ever had 100 kills on.
Yeah.
So I remember that very fondly.
Yeah.
And like,
Next question. If you could have an ideal game, what would it be? Like what would you want in a video game?
Oh man, I would want the works. I would totally overcomplicate it. I mean, my perfect game would probably be like a looter shooter with maybe a bit of a management aspect to it. I guess like
management aspect.
Yeah. So you know those management games like Adventure Capitalists and Egg King, stuff like those silly yeah, like a bit of that. I think there's a bit of magic there. They're just so enjoyable to sit down and jam out to for hours.
So kind of like, so you're saying like, look, almost like a mobile game, but it's like you have the aspects of the addictiveness of a mobile game, but has also the aspects of a shooter, looter shooter, in a way.
Probably a PC game, but I mean, like, it would be a looter shooter, but more so than that, most of your revenue and your in-game materials would come from like deals with other players and like trades and businesses and stuff like that.
Yep.
I don't know, kind of like GTA Online.
Oh yeah.
But GTA Online doesn't have that completionist, where it's like, oh, I've got to collect that item or this role. So.
Yep. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to the next question. If you had to change anything about Destiny, what would it be?
Oh man.
Like one thing.
One thing. All right. Oh man. I think it would definitely have to be separating the PvE and PvP, putting them on separate engines. The PvP just needs to have a faster server.
But would that change mean the game will be completely and utterly different? Like the stuff you get for PvE, you would be able to use or wouldn't be able to use in PvP? Like, do they
No, I feel like it would be like a the biggest thing, yeah. So splitting PvP and PvE up into separate engines, where PvE doesn't have to run fast, but the PvP does. So
yep.
Big change, obviously, but I think it needs it. The game.
Well, if the game wants to develop for both activities, PvP needs the most focus at the moment if they want that aspect of the game to be done properly.
I mean, I don't know how easy it would be or how hard it would be to implement that, but at the it seems like
it's almost like if they, wow, I didn't know. It's almost like that if they just cut the PvP completely out of Destiny 2 and then remake the game server-wise as well, but only add the PvP portion of the game.
Yeah, and just make it so that you can like transfer items between the games.
Yeah, so the games are still linked, but they are their separate things. So on Steam, you would load up.
Just like Warzone,
Yeah, exactly like Warzone. Like the way, same thing like COD's doing. Like they, as much as it can be annoying, because most of the Cold War is basically in Warzone, but Alright, last question. Tell me about your first PC experience relating to like coming from console.
Oh man, I don't know. I think I had been getting like progressively more fed up with Destiny on Xbox, just because I wasn't ever really good on controller.
Yep.
So I was always intrigued in Destiny 2 and PC. In fact, I played the beta on my laptop when I was in school.
Yep.
So I was always intrigued by PC, and I think that the cherry that toppled the pile was just wow.
Good shot.
I needed a I needed a better computer. My laptop was just not cutting it anymore. It was getting too old. So I'm just like, you know what? I'll build a gaming computer and use it for both. Yep. Yeah, and kind of just went on from there. Downloaded and installed Destiny. Made some friends on here. Joined a clan.
Yeah. What about aiming? Like, because you said you struggled with the controller. What was the...
Well, I always had good mechanical aim. Like I played a lot of Minecraft when I was younger. Oh, rip. I played a lot of Minecraft when I was younger, so I was very familiar with the platform already, being keyboard and mouse.
Yeah. What about going into like an absolute FPS shooter?
It was pretty much brand new to me for PC. Other than I think maybe some Counter-Strike, but not much. But yeah, it was pretty much my first FPS experience, and I think the PvE helped a lot with me getting my keyboard and mouse right. Yeah.
Yep. What about like how long do you reckon it took you to feel confident enough to just like sort of not think about what you're doing?
Easy
Frick, that was loud.
month to 2 months.
Month to 2
A
months.
month to 2 months it took before I was comfortable and I felt like, you know, I was on an even playing field again.
Yeah. Do you know like what time you like pretty much were like, yes, I'm pretty good at this. Like going from feeling like utter garbage to actually feeling like, wow, I'm actually alright. Do you reckon there would be a time?
I think that happened pretty early on when I moved to PC, when I realized that I was getting scores way better than what I was getting on Xbox.
Yep.
But I never considered myself to feel like in control of every game I'm in.
Yep.
I just feel a lot better than I did on Xbox, and it makes me feel more confident.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That was good. The first interview.
Yeah.
Can get some different questions going on as we go on, which is good.
Yeah.
Cheers, Connor.
All good.